So we are moving on to Congo Republic, Democratic Republic of Congo. And we have a lot to talk about this country today. Hopefully we'll be done in another 1 hour. Of course, this country is in Central African Republic. You can see the boundary. It has a very small access to water. Very, very small access to water. You have the Congo Republic to the west, to the north, Central African Republic, to the south, Angola and Zambia, to the east, Tanzania and South Sudan. As this country is a very rich country, very, very rich country, very rich in the sense of mineral resources. But you know what? This is a low-income country. The rating of it being low-income country is based on what the citizen of this country is capable of doing, how much they can afford in terms of their purchasing power. It's very sad to know that this country, despite the enormous resources, recently I saw a video of people scooping gold on a hill, washing it to sell. This country is the richest, probably in the world, in terms of mineral resources. Congo DRC. Yet, this same country is a low-income country. The country has a huge population, 84 million people. Despite the volume, the number of people in that country, the country is deemed to be a low-income country. Meaning, an average person in that country earns less than $1, less than $1,000 in a year. Less than $1,000 in a year. But this is one of the richest African countries in terms of mineral resources. In the ease of doing business, the country ranked 183 out of about 189 or 190 countries and scored 36%. And scored 36%. And scored 36%. Let's go into the detail of this country. Congo DRC is in Central Africa, located northeast of Angola. It has a very small coastline, just about 37 kilometers. Just about 37 kilometers. The religion is Roman Catholic, Protestant, another Christian, but very few Muslim in that country. Population is about 101, estimated July 2020, 101. That means the one from World Bank, 84 is estimated 2020, 101. Language is French. So what are the agri products that this country produces? Remember, the reason why we need to know about the product they currently produce is to give us an information. Information as to what they will most likely buy, what they don't have they will most likely buy, or what they have that they probably don't have enough, but they are already used to it and they will buy if they get the import. Coffee, cassava, sugar, palm oil, rubber tea, cocoa, banana, plantain, peanut, corn meat, vegetable and mango, plus guava. How about the industries? Mining industry, mineral processing, consumer products like textile and plastic. Income level is low. GDP is 48.994 billion. GDP 48.994 billion. The productivity of this country is so low. Very, very low. And the major reason is because Africa is not paying serious attention to human capacity development because of selfish leaders who know that education will liberate the people, but they need them to manipulate them for election. So they refuse to develop the human capacity. The schools are very expensive. An average person cannot go to school. That then become a big challenge for them. Because how do you explain the fact that they are a country without human national resources? The only natural resources they have that is valuable is human being. Yet, those countries have GDP larger than countries that have human resources, that have natural resources beyond the human resources. They have natural resources beyond the human resources. Let's move on. The household consumption is 78.5%. If you have been following me, you know I emphasize a lot on the household consumption component of the household consumption component of the household consumption of the consumption component of the GDP, because that for me is very informative. And what I realize is that for every country that have a low income, there is usually a high household consumption. The people are practically living for survival. There is usually a high rate for household consumption out of all the consumption components of the GDP. Per capita income of this country, $520. And that's why it was a low income country, because it was less than 1,000. The GDP composition consists of industry and services, very low agriculture. Very, very low agriculture. Because most of those land are full of minerals. And this country has been having issues. Quite a number of other African countries are having issues because of Western interests who empower factions, rebels, to ensure that the division in the country, so that the fact that the country is unsettled will make it easier for them to exploit the minerals free of charge. Or at next to nothing. You shouldn't be surprised also at the age structure of this country. There is a direct proportionality between low income, household consumption, and age structure. When there is a low income, there will be high household consumption component of GDP, and there is a low young population. Imagine that about 65% of this country have the age to be below 25 years old. Very, very young population. In fact, almost 50% of DRC are almost 50% of DRC are below 14 or below 15 years, 0 to 14. Almost 50%. Now, why are all these very important? Basically letting us know that this country, anything you are going to sell there, and this seems to be a recurring decimal for many African countries, come to think of it. Everything you're going to sell there, number one, you must sell product that an average family can buy. And you must also be strategic to ensure what that an average family can buy is something people below 25 can buy or will be interested in. Remember the question I often ask every week: what do you want to export? Can you export it? Is there enough demand for the product or service? Do you have a compelling value proposition? Do you understand your target market? Can you meet the market price expectation? Do you have a distribution and marketing plan? Do you have the capacity and capability to export? Have you investigated payment issues? Can you fund your export drive? Have you completed an export plan? Have you completed an export plan? Have you completed an export plan? Congo DRC is number 88th economy in the world, number 85 in total export, number 15 in import. Congo DRC exported in 2018 $10.7 billion and imported $6.97 billion, obviously having a positive balance of trade. Top export of DRC, of course, it has to be copper, cobalt. Do you notice something? That all their top exports are raw materials. No nation can grow and become superpower, become world power, become developed nation by relying on minerals. If that mineral is not converted to finished product, because the people that really make money from it are the people that add value, converting to finished product. Refined copper, 3.6 billion. Cobalt, 3.3. Cobalt is another very vital mineral that the world is in need right now, and Congo has a major deposit. Copper, 1.1 billion. Cobalt ore, 853 million. Crude petroleum, 386. What do this country import? Drugs, truck, sulfuric acid, chemical, large constructor vehicles, refined petroleum. So where do they export to? Of course, China is the major buyer of minerals. So I'm not surprised that China is the destination. Democratic Republic of Congo mostly export to China, then Zambia, then UAE, then South Korea, then Saudi Arabia, and import from China, then South Africa, then Zambia, then Belgium, Luxembourg, and Tanzania.
To get the full video, check the description or visit www.globaltradecollege.com.